and
Definitely. Definitely.
Some very interesting guys we have with us. Let's welcome Mr. Carlos Perez-Lanzac.
A good name.
He's the
good
president
name.
of the Andalusian Tourist Housing Association.
Where should we sit?
And also Federico Marcucci, business development manager for Homeaway.
Welcome in the hot chair, guys.
You'll share the microphone, guys. And you'll take care of me because I'm the only lady on the stage. Welcome, Carlos.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the
You don't
organization.
have the same comments about our climate. You come from Spain.
Yes.
It's great weather there also.
It is.
And you, Federico, you come from Italy, actually.
Actually from London now, but yes, I'm Italian, as you can see from my accent, because it's really strong. But yes, from Homeaway, Expedia Group.
Okay, the whole Mediterranean is actually here right now, okay? It doesn't matter where you live right now, your home countries are all in the Mediterranean. Yeah, you're all Greek today. Federico, short-term rentals is a quite new but rapidly developed market in Europe. Do you think there is scope for further development?
Yes, for sure. I can see also from the direction of my company that now what is growing on this market of short-term rentals, which is is especially the fact that we are expanding a lot on resort destination rather than urban cities. Because if you think about where this business has born inside the cities like New York,
yeah, exactly.
Big cities, So to increase the demand of apartments, spare rooms and stuff like this.
Spare rooms, yeah.
Especially spare rooms from Airbnb and this kind of business. Then in the future, with the year, has developed more for vacation, indeed, and also bringing a niche of guests that is more has a bigger power of purchaseness, no? So if before was only for people that wanted to spend less, now it's becoming also for people that are looking for something really niche and something really luxury. That's why we are expanding a lot in resort destination, and it's gonna be the future, this one. The resort destination rather than urban destination. That's why the luxury properties with swimming pool, with nice facilities and stuff, I believe is the future of this development in Europe and all around the Mediterranean markets.
Okay. Yeah. So, Carlos, what's happening in Spain? About this industry, the short-term rental industry.
Okay, first of all, thank you very much for inviting. Congratulations for the event. I think this is a great opportunity, and hopefully this is going to happen a lot here in Greece.
Thank you.
So, good morning. It's important that you guys are here. I mean, I don't know how many holiday rentals are here in Greece at the moment, but if they're not 300,000, I'm sure that it's something close to that. How many? 300,000? For sure. In Spain, we are registering the National Federation 250,000. We represent from the different associations. So before I go into what's going on in Spain, I want to talk to Greece. I want to talk to you guys, because if you own a property here, a vacation rental, you know that you're responsible for increasing the price of the rent market. You know you're responsible for all the problems from your neighbors. You know you're responsible for over-tourism. You know responsible pretty much from the climate change. So if you own a vacation rental, you're close to being a criminal. And that's how we started. That's how the association in Andalusia started. I'm a property manager myself. And I was looking for regulation. There was no law, there was no nothing. And then all of a sudden we found there was a relation. But then you start digging and you start questioning, like, who prepare this legislation? Where is this legislation coming from? And it wasn't us. It was the hoteliers that took a seat with the government and decided we're going to regulate these guys like this, this, and that. In Andalusia, you can only own or manage two units. So if you're a property manager and you have 50 units portfolio, what do? You fire all your housekeepers, all your staff, what do? So you find the gray areas. We were talking about legislation. I put two names on, two license on his name, two license on my name, and two license on my wife's name, or my brother, whatever. So that's the bad thing of a bad regulation. You're promoting the black market, the gray areas, and it's very volatile. It's not good for investment, it's not good for quality, it's not good for the whole industry. So we decided to start this association and to start representing like you guys in Spain. So we have how it's working, and someone said here on the questions before, how is the European holiday home helping me here in Greece? Well, maybe thanks to Carlos and Victoria and the team there, you won't have to close your house, or you won't have a limit of 30 days. So it's affecting your pocket directly and your family economy. So that's how these associations are helping you. So it's an important message. First of all, guys, get together because you have a lot of power. Europe represents 50% of the global market, more than 50%. We are more important in terms of vacation rental than the US, in terms of supply. So in Spain, I'm just finishing now, sorry, I'm taking a few minutes. In Spain, we have, I'm the president of the Andalusian Association, that's one of the regions, and then all the different associations, they're together in the National Federation, which is called FEBITUR, and then we are a member of the European Holiday Home Association. And then later, if you want, I can talk to you about how the lobby, or the vacation rental lobby that we are creating, it's maturing and it's getting very significant results.
Yes, of course. Oh, it's all right. Yeah, I believe Carlos. Yesterday, Amy from RDNA said that competition has grown big in Greece, and owners should look to invest in smaller destinations. I mean, besides Athens and Crete, which are the top right now, do you think that short-term rentals are able to create new destinations in a country?
Well, we've seen that again and again and again, that short-term rental is a way to open the market. I think you said it yourself. If you have a hotel, you need an occupancy of 95% for making the business run. In a short-term rental, in Croatia is crazy. They have 2 months, and then 10 months, the country is closed. 2 months of tourism. But tourism in Croatia is 28% of the GDP. So it's a huge, in these 2 months, they make 28% of the whole economy. And they had zero tourism 25 years ago. 0.0, because, well, maybe some, whatever, had residents. And now they are competing against Italy, they are competing against Spain. And I think really the Greek islands, and that's an important point. In Athens, well, not yet, but it will come. People will say, oh, too much short-term rental. But people are still moving away from the islands to Athens. So you have buildings out there who nobody wants to touch. They are just empty. And then the shops close. And then the prices go down. And then people wake up and say, oh, what about putting them into short-term rental? So 80, I don't know how your figures, but you said this about the future is better quality, bigger, with a pool on the countryside. And if you say, how much short-term rental do we have in cities? 15, 20%. 80% is on the Danish west coast, on Scotland cottages. Costa del Sol, come on, this is fantastic, right? And what would be without short-term rental and hotels? And we are not fighting the hotels. We are actually working together. So, no, I don't think you can say where the limits are. I think the AirDNA is doing an amazing job. So we have to look into the figures and say, okay, this is really getting high. And we know there must be some kind of bubble because the banks are just pushing money out there for negative rents, and people are not spending that much, so they must be putting them into buildings. So maybe there's a bubble. Oh my God, not again. But still, the demand for this product will grow. And you said about prices, and we are also much better in putting a good price now, right? Beforehand, we were saying the price 1 year in advance. Oh, a season, 500 euros per night or whatever. Now we can make dynamic pricing. We can make changes in the price from day to day together with everybody.
So Federico, it all started with people who rented the houses or just a room of their house for a few days as they needed some extra money, extra income. And since then, a lot has changed. Management companies have emerged with sometimes hundreds of houses in their portfolios. And there are also a lot of other professionals, as Carlos said before, that provide this market with products and services. And we see that Expedia and other big platforms that existed before short-term rentals, they only used hotels for their accommodation services, now include short-term rentals, vacation rentals in their platforms. How do you see the future of short-term rentals market?
Yeah, so I'm speaking about a company point of view, but I think we should start from the guest point of view because what they are really looking for, the guests today, is not anymore the big hotel with where you are a number inside the hotel, but it's something more local, more where they can feel like at home, and where especially they can have the freedom that in a hotel they cannot. So for example, the time for breakfast, for lunch, for dinner, how many people go to a resort destination and comes back from the beach to go for a lunch, you know? No one, because now all the beach has restaurant, staff, service and stuff. So, you know, this restriction of the hotel has become awkward now. So it become something of the past. So the short-term rental are the future. The company knows this. That's why they are investing a lot of money in their short-term rentals brand. That's why, for example, now Expedia Group, my company, is making a big effort to increase the brand of Homeaway Verbo, which is the same brand, basically, in their platform. So they are becoming. This is gonna become the basket of all the vacational rental of Expedia Group, and then from there pushes to Hotels.com, Expedia brand, and all the others brands. So the effort is mainly this because the company starts from a customer-centric point of view. They see what the customer wants, what the guest wants, and what the guest wants is this that I just mentioned before. So the future is basically this, and also the future will be related to the third parties collaboration with channel manager, for example. I can see that in all the market that I'm managing, that are all the Mediterranean countries, that for us are emerging countries in the business, under a business development manager view, they are growing a lot of new channel managers, which are not the same one as before, that were related only to hotels. To name but few, I could name Figaro, Vertical Bookings, and so on, and many others. But are growing especially related to vacational rental channel managers. And these are also big, very, very huge company. To name but one, I could name Guesty, which is becoming so important in Israel and other countries, or other many channel managers that are hitting the market and making their share so big. So this is gonna be the future. Channel manager related to especially this business, all the collaboration with big partners about this business, and people who are looking even more to stay in this kind of stuff rather than in conventional lodging hotels, except for the small boutique hotels that are leading the market in the future, and they are growing twins together with the short-term rental. But the bigger hotel, now they are becoming.
Federico, first in the USA and now in Europe, the market is transforming. I'm talking about the platforms. New players are coming along. What changes do you think that we should expect in Europe in the near future?
I think the winning point will be about this, will be the companies who are coming from overseas of the local country. Let's name a local country like Greece, for example, no?
Yeah.
Who's maybe has a lot of local relevant the OTA or
Yes.
or online website that are bringing more local tourists. You know, these, as he mentioned before, are covering especially the higher season. For example, in Croatia, you say 2 months of just 2 months of summer season. But I could name also Italy. You know, in my place, I come from Tuscany, from Versilia. Pietrasanta, Forte dei Marmi, which is a resort place in Tuscany on the beach. There, the season is just 3 months now. So what is the future? Is to capture those kind of brands and those kind of companies that are actually capable of bringing you guests to fill the needs that we need from a host point of view or an hotel point of view. And which these companies are. Our company are coming from, we are bringing guests from abroad, from faraway country, such as, for example, could be Homeaway, or others also. I could name also other companies, and now I can know very strong in Asia that are belonging to our main competitors. And they are bringing the guests for low season. They are filling those gaps in low season that the host needs, and they are bringing longer stays, because every one of you knows how much does it cost every day for short rents. I'll change the linen, towels, cleaning every day a new apartment. These kind of companies are bringing guests that stay longer, stay in low season, and so fill those needs that also under a host point of view are really important to save money and to increase the revenue versus costs. So this is.
Carlos, do you think we need more platforms?
We need more platforms. Yeah, for sure. Of course.
Because I believe you, Carlos, disagree with that. I've heard you disagreeing with that. Yeah.
Platforms, like online platforms. I think it's becoming from a proper. This is very personal. This is not.
Yeah.
It's becoming scary. The power of Booking.com, Expedia Group. With all my respects, but. It's scary. It is really scary. Expedia Group, Booking.com, they spent last year 4.6 billions and 3.6 billions in online marketing.
Yeah.
That's 12 millions a day on average. 12 millions a day just to be top one. Can you compete with that? Can anybody in this room compete?
No.
Well, if you can compete, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, of course.
Unfortunately, but that is scary. So that's a lot going on in the European Commission as well, that we know that they're already in conversation with the big platforms to know how they behave in the way they providing the information, especially from the consumer point of view. And now we got another 2 huge players, which is Google and Amazon, coming on the game. So it's going to be interesting. They're going to take some power for the big guys, but it's especially going to affect the mid-sized guy. Like any local platform or like national platforms, they're going to struggle because the new policies, obviously Google is going to come first,
yes.
Then it's going to come the big guys, and then if you're in page number 2, you're just not on the game. You're just not going to be able to drive traffic. And I was having this conversation a few days ago. So yes, I think that having as a user more options, it can be interesting. Especially like there are a lot of like the most successful platforms that we see or have been following are like niche platforms.
Okay.
Actually, I'm sorry if I extend myself a little bit, but if in the last few years, all these big guys, they're absorbing all the talent and the innovation, like. Did you guys see any new Instagram, WhatsApp Snapchat recently? No.
No.
Why? It's just because you get Facebook, you get Instagram, you get this, well, it's the same, but you get these big corporations that just absorb. Before they get any bigger, they just take it. With Airbnb, we saw that they absorb like handicap, a website for handicap accommodation, for pets friendly. So normally this is what's happening on the internet world, or the way I see. But again, this is a very personal
Yes, of course.
point of view.
Interesting, Carlos. I think one important thing still is that in the end of the day, as you said, the guests, we have to look at it from the guest perspective. And we have been privileged with a growing market. What we see now is actually that the platforms are pushed by new platforms on niche, and also Google coming into the market. Am I angry that Google comes into the market? Well, if I have a property, then I can say I have another possibility. If I am a platform, maybe I would say, oh no, not Google, because they are very big. If I am a big property manager, I can get a better deal maybe than a small property manager. So how am I about this? I think we have to consider we still have competition. So Carlos and I, we actually spoke about it together before. We need a room to discuss what's going on. Discuss the power between us. But watch out, and this is serious, watch out before you go public, like the hotels have done for years, and say, it's only Airbnb's fault, or it's only Booking.com's fault, or it's only Homeaway's, or it's only Google. Why? Because if the industry itself starts criticizing publicly within the industry, then we give food to the people who actually want to close us down.
No, but
I agree with you.
With
no, I didn't.
My point was from competition point of view.
Creating a room where we can discuss the powers. And therefore, I totally applaud Andreas. Very well done that you guys are organizing, that holiday homeowners and property managers are organizing, because then you can get a voice and start discussing. And at the moment, we are in the same boat. And again, we are speaking a lot about platforms and property managers, but what about, as you say, Guesty? Do you guys know a guy called Nextpacks? How many does know Nextpacks here? Nobody. Nextpacks is a huge channel manager based in the Netherlands. Nextpacks has all the big property manager companies with them. And they have computers. It's these guys doing radar engineers for the Dutch Navy forces, the military. And these guys are now doing channel management. Do you know Liverpool? I'm very angry with them, Liverpool, the football club, because I'm from Barcelona, right? I love Guardiola from Manchester City, and I love FC Barcelona. And Liverpool is winning everything. Do you know why? Because they have data specialists, data guys doing intelligent data that says, okay, we're playing against this team. Now we are 1-0 ahead. All football players go over there. And everybody would say it's crazy to put them to... And the players are not doing what the manager is saying, or what Messi is saying, or what Guardiola is saying. They're doing what the robot machine is saying. Robotics are coming in here. So you cannot just say channel managers and platforms and houses. There's computers coming into this industry that will help us make us cyborgs, but at the same time, this is getting so complicated. We can even not play football anymore because Liverpool bought some computer nerd. So we need to get it down to earth and have rooms for discussion. No, sorry about Liverpool.
It's all right.
They win too much.
Federico, I have a very interesting question from the audience, because we have, as you saw before in your back, I have it here in my tablet. We have an application that the audience can pose their questions. Guys, if you want to ask anything more, you go into sly.do, and the code number is 9393, and you can pose your questions. Federico, do you have any evaluation of the average quality of Greek listings comparing to other countries of the countries that you deal with?
So in Greece, the listing, I think, since we are the top producing places, of course, and on the islands,
Yeah.
I can see that there are an highest quality on our website, at least, of comparing to other countries,
Yes.
for example, Croatia or Israel and stuff. We have an higher ADR, so average daily rate,
Yes.
and an higher quality of the place provided as luxury. For example, villas with swimming pool, stuff like this. So I believe Greece can, from what I was telling before, is a place that can perfectly match the needs of the international guests right now. That's why we as brand are investing a lot of money. I believe that we can become very important in the nearest future inside this country for this reason. Because people are looking for what they can find here as vacational rental, international people, and we can be the one who can fill the gap of these more than the others. Because when the others brings quantity, we brings more quality, and that's for sure. Less quantity, for sure, but also more quality. That's why we are working on quantity right now in order to increase
Could you
services.
clarify something for me? What's the difference between Homeaway and Expedia?
Okay, this is a question
Because
that
you're the group of Expedia, but you also have Homeaway and you also have Verbo.
yeah.
What's going on?
So we are a multi-brand, so comparing to others like Booking.com, I believe this can cause a bit of confusion.
Yeah.
I heard yesterday in other talking that many people were asking this, so actually clarify everything now. So Homeaway Verbo is gonna be like the basket where all the vacational rental of Expedia Group are gonna be concentrated. From Homeaway is gonna be everything push also on the visibility through Expedia and hotels.com, but will be redirected the bookings inside Expedia. This means that the company is concentrating the effort and investment in Homeaway about vacational rental right now. So Expedia will be the main one, as it always has been, for hotels, conventional lodging, let's say, because I include in the hotels also BnB, bed and breakfast, proper bed and breakfast with rooms.
And transportation also.
Yeah, transportation and everything else. And while Homeaway Verbo is going to be the basket. of all
Verbo
this.
is the brand for USA. And Homeaway right now still exists in Europe.
Yeah.
Homeaway and Verbo will be one.
This is, I cannot
future?
say something like this for now,
Okay.
but no,
Okay,
yes.
but right now we have Verbo and Homeaway
Yeah, it's the same
dedicated
brand.
to VRs.
Yeah.
And Expedia is like an umbrella for everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Expedia is the group.
Okay.
Verbo is in US. It's this number one website.
I
in
believe we
vacation
have a
rental in
clearer
US.
image.
And
right now.
Homeaway is stronger than Verbo right now in Europe.
Yeah.
I believe in the future could be a single brand also in Europe, like is on US. If we think about this, the US is always a few years ahead of everything else.
It's a few years ahead.
So
we can check what's going to happen in Europe after a few years.
Yeah, in US, Verbo is the main one. So in Europe, I believe something like this will happen in the future, but I don't know when, if in 1 year, 2 years, or 3 years from now. But for now, if you are on Homeaway Europe, of course, homeaway.co.uk, for example, you will be also displayed
Verbo.
on Verbo US,
Okay.
of course.
That's very
and
useful.
all around the world.
Okay.
And in Expedia and hotels.com too. Pushing through Homeaway.
Carlos, I was wondering, yesterday we heard that the future of STR, short-term rentals in Greece will be professionalization, providing better services in better apartments, and mainly the services. So the people are in the center of this business. Is this a trend also in Spain? Do you need more professionalization?
Yeah, for sure. It's not only in Spain; it's worldwide. I mean, as we said, the growth figures in the past, it was like an average growth of demand by 20% on average in Europe and by 30% in Spain. I think the market now is getting more consolidated, and we're going to see a more mature market. What is driving this matureness is going to be, or is being the guest, as you said. The guests, and I see a lot of questions here, you guys, how important are services?
Yeah.
Services are already crucial. So you need to build a whole experience around your vacation rental. That means from the check-in, the transfer services, there's a transfer services here. You need to build that ecosystem for your luggage. We got noise sensors in Spain. We did actually a campaign in Barcelona with the town hall, with the town council. So there are many.
There is a question also for spa services.
So there's a question for a spa, but again, if that's a service, your client will tell you what he's looking for.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you just need, but
It's
again,
a segment of the market, yeah.
What we're doing, for example, we doing like 5-star services, and this is something that is one of the main value addeds that we have in vacation rental. I used to work in hotels, and these kind of ad hoc services, that customize and that level of concierge services, because you, as a host, you're pretty much like a concierge for your guest. You're making sure that he's arriving safely. If he's got a spa, you make sure you recommend the best. You are the solution for those people, and you need to make sure that's going to be the key. For them to return and to come back. So services is going to be essential. Something that we've done actually, and something we're developing with the associations, is we're making sure we contact these companies like noise detectors, like transfer service companies, bed linen, everything, and that's also one of the benefits that you get when you become a member of an association. If you got 5 apartments or 10, it's not the same you negotiate with a bed linen supplier than if you negotiate as a trade association. So.
Okay. Since we don't have much time, I mean, we're over time. Carlos just wanted to say something, and you also have a flight to catch.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this will be my final words, just to say, things are getting so interesting. We had a new member of the HHA called Trainaway. They connect your property with a local fitness center, and they just book, boom, boom, and then they can have a fitness center, and the hotel has a nice fitness center, but the professional fitness center. We have a company coming in from Macau who can help you with setting up your price. We have a South African company making guest reviews where you can see you are inside the brain of your guest. So it's, and then they can say you should then be on Homeaway website, because then the guest will say, bing. It's getting so interesting. So I think your powers will grow in the coming time as house owners, and the professionalization will grow immense. So that's the reason we are getting together as you are doing here in Greece and on a European level. So thank you very much for everything.
Just a quick thing. In Spain, because I can see Spain, we are a few years ahead of Greece, because it happened everything very fast. I know they will, because you got amazing destinations, and you're obviously a great competitor for Spain.
Yes.
But something we didn't, I mean, in Spain there was a big culture of like side money, because this industry was like the concierge who will give you the key, and how much you declare or you don't declare, it was completely unknown. So it was a completely pretty much full black market, and actually hoteliers use that message. So you guys have a reference here, which is, if you look at the hotels industry, what they've done, that's pretty much gonna be your way. So if you got a property that you pay taxes, and it's not efficient and it's not profitable, then forget about it. Then you need to start looking at an alternative business. I will say that you start considering at this. But do your numbers, especially if you're doing an investment, especially if you're running a property management company, your numbers need to be sustainable in the long term, paying your taxes and committing with
Data and numbers, the big value of numbers.
Exactly,
Okay.
and as well, it's going to happen because everything, all the services and everything that we're talking is going to be digital. So that means there's going to be more transparent.
Thank you very much, guys.